In our principles of management class, we learned a lot of new things. Some of the things that we've learned, of course, involved the structure of running a business, all the way down to the employees. So you have, your human resources, you have your management, your CEOs, you also have your employees, and also your customers as well. They're, of course, vitally important when it comes to running a business. We also learn the importance of teamwork, leadership, and the difference between leadership and management. Of course, there's no right or wrong way to run a business when it comes to this structure as a manager or a team leader. But the team leads, of course, are there to kind of um, be a bridge between the employees and a manager. Um, we also learned, of course, how teamwork develop over time to accomplish a more sustainable business. Um, we also learned about, with our recent project, about, of course, marketing, SEO, your strengths, your weaknesses, and things of that nature, and how important it is to kind of have a grasp, an understanding of each one in order to run a successful business, because you have different competitions that could kind of, I wouldn't say um, ruin your business, but it could also cause, it's the point of success and failure. I apologize. We also learned about, the importance of finances, understanding finances when it comes to running a business, um, and the different tasks that each role has. Um, of course, you have different stages of developments. We've learned, the difference in how a leader would run, a company, and how management would run a company. A leader may sometimes bond with the employees in a way that they are taking in different ideas from the employees. And management will basically come up with the ideas and implement it and pass it down to the employees. We've also learned about, I'm sorry, guys, I'm a little nervous. Um, Different motivations, of course, to kind of help the employees or encourage the employees to not only do their job, but to succeed in their job. For example, you have some employees who may not have the mind capacity to carry out certain tasks. Um, and it's human nature in some positions where you will have employees who are not as motivated to complete the job itself. So we talked about different ways that a business or management and CEOs can kind of encourage the employee to be better. And these tasks could be such as, week to week follow ups, check ins, incentives. We've also talked about basically how if, these certain things, these incentives presented don't work, basically the next steps that would have to be taken, such as termination and things of that nature. We've also learned about ethics in corporations. We've also had to learn about managerial managerial positions, not only just, what they do, why they're there as well. And of course, every business must have a solid structure in order to be successful. Um, of course, we also learned about the different careers in business. Um, and the different type of business ethics, and these could be normative, which refers to the field of ethics concerning with our daily tasks and how we ought to live and act. Those are different basics. Well, I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous, but those are just different things that you have to consider within a business as well. We also had to understand the difference between, how other countries may run businesses and how their ethics may be a little different than ours, because our laws are different, such as, you know, the fair labor laws and things in that nature, and why that is important as well. Um, Also, we learned about diversity, which is a big one. Diversity carried us to where we are today. We have different cultures here in America. So when it comes to running a business, those different cultures can add a little different opinion as to what we should, what we can do to be successful in another company, in our own company. We also cover entrepreneurship, um, and the different things that can occur in entrepreneurship, such as knowing the problem, knowing the solution, um, basically the whole nine yards, the construct, the modeling, and everything from beginning to end. As far as like HR and management, um, that goes back to ethics and the laws and statutes that we have, and discriminations, in other words, and why these came about, such as the age discrimination, the Disabilities Act, the Fair Labor Standards Act, the Labor Relations Act, and also the Worker Adjustment and Retraining, um, which all are important in running a business, because here we have to ensure that when running our business, we are also running it, I wouldn't say fairly, but justly. So these are important. And also, performance management. Performance is a key thing in all businesses. If your employees are not performing the way they're supposed to, of course, it could definitely impact the business and its customers as a whole. And I think that's just a little of what I learned. We learned a lot more, but that's just a little. So I just want to go ahead and end it here. It's important to be a good leader, a good manager. It's important to have good structure. Of course, it's important to have your finances in order, but most important is also good to ensure that your customers are pleased with the service or product that they are receiving, because that is why we're doing this, to make sure that we bring more customers to our jobs, or customers or clients to our business, or just be an outstanding, I want to say be an outstanding person, but just know your job, the duties that entail when it comes to your position, and ensure that you are providing a good service or product. Bye.